everybody. Welcome to Wine and Wellness Wednesday. I hope that you guys are having an amazing week so far and happy April. Like the first quarter is gone. I don't know where the time went, but it's gone. Okay, you guys. So before I jump right into this, because I'm ready to get started, I want to toast to each and every one of you guys. But the one thing I always say is, if you've been watching me long enough, you know that I do my detoxes and cleanses, and this is the month that I am fasting and praying. So instead of wine, y'all gonna see me drink water this month. So I hope that y'all have your wine so that y'all can toast for me. I might bring some non-alcoholic wine next week, but toast to you guys for making it through Hump Day. Okay, so let's jump right into it, you guys. So this is something that's near and dear to my heart. But let's talk about why body sculpting is not a DIY type of skill. Okay, so this week alone, and the whole point of me even launching this page was to give you guys tips to get you started, but also for you guys to understand how important it is to have effective training in these treatments. But this week alone, we have gotten calls from so many people that either had injuries because they got bad services, or we've had people that don't know how to use their machines. We've had students that paid, $2,000-$3,000 for a machine in a class and got a 30-minute class that left them with more questions than answers, a whole lot of stuff. So I really just wanted to talk about why it is important not only to have training, but to get a thorough training. So for instance, I had someone who called and was like, well, if I buy the machine, are you going to tell me how to use it? And we will tell you guys unequivocally, no, I don't sell my training manuals online, and I don't sell our protocols online, because we actually want you to understand not just press this button, and turn this button here, but why you are doing what you are doing. Because if you don't understand the why, it doesn't make sense. You might know, oh, I'm pressing this button because it's going to give me the best results, but why? And then you're always going to have the client that comes back and asks the exact same, well, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you not doing this? I went to this other lady that did, and you don't understand what you're doing. You're just doing something because you were told that's how you should do it. It's not going to work. So I have been posting a couple of different videos and pictures lately that show you guys why it's important to be trained. I just posted about a week ago a lady who was severely burned with a cool sculpting machine, an off-brand cool sculpting machine, right? But what I want you guys to understand, that's why I'm sitting here with this machine. So this is one of our 5-in-1 cavitation machines. We have 2 5-in-1s, 1 S-shape. We have a couple different machines that we use and we train on. But this little machine is amazing for getting clients good results. But if used improperly, this little machine can bruise your client, okay? It can burn your client. It can cause kidney failure from overusage. It can cause loose skin instead of tightening the skin if you don't allow the skin to produce collagen and you just keep using it over and over again. So the amount of time between sessions matters. The methods that you use as far as moving the tools matter. Using certain gels and oils matters. And I've talked about this before, and I'll throw it out there again, but just know that when you use ultrasound gel with your vacuum handle, eventually it's going to flow into the hose. It's going to cause machine failure. Something as small as using the wrong gel and oil can cause this beautiful $1,000 machine to crash. And this one's not 1,000, I think it's like 700. But anyway, just something that small can cause your machine to crash. So it's not something that you can just learn on YouTube, okay? It's something that you actually need to take a thorough training for. The videos that we teach on YouTube are made to help fill in a couple gaps and give you some starter information. It's not meant to make you an expert, okay? So it is extremely important that you guys invest in not just your machinery, but in the training behind it. So let me tell you a couple of other benefits that you'll get with our class. I can't say with other people's, but with our classes. When you take a proper class, you're actually going to work on a client. No one should walk out of a class without having touched someone and performed the treatments. That's what builds confidence, and that's what helps you to understand that you are actually doing the things correctly. So that's one thing. Another thing is, you guys, and this is something I still to this day experience. Being an entrepreneur can be lonely. It can be a hard road to go down. And what you're also going to get with us is community. Okay, you're going to get a community. You get to go into our alumni group and ask questions when you have them. You get invited to summits and other events and trainings and bonuses and other things like that. You also get post class support. Now, let me tell you why post class support is important. Because as much as I'm telling you guys y'all need to get a training, you can't get everything you need to be an expert and to earn 6 and 7 figures in an 8 or 12 hour day. You can't. Okay? Because the brain can only take so much info. You're going to be writing stuff down, you're going to be doing things, but at the end of the day, you're going to be building your expertise every time you touch a client, every time you actually perform treatments, and you're going to have questions after class. And I wish more people were more transparent with the trainings that they've had, because we have so many people that are like, my instructor won't answer my questions, she won't answer my emails, nobody's responding to me. That is not something that you will get with us. Even if you don't get me, I got a staff that is going to answer your question. They're going to answer the phone, they're going to answer your call, and if they can't answer it, they're going to get one of the instructors to answer it for you, okay? But once again, the biggest thing I want you guys to know and understand, the reason I'm live today, is that doing body sculpting treatments is not a DIY skill. You cannot learn everything that you need to know off of YouTube, okay? And it is important to take a thorough training so that you not only understand what to do, like what settings do I need to have, what protocols, how often, but not just what you need to do, but why you're doing it. I had a girl that came to class, you guys, and she said, well, I took this class and the lady only taught me how to use the cavitation and RF, okay? And so when I asked her, why don't we use the vacuum? She said, I don't know, I've just never used it. Like, just don't use it. I don't know. Because I don't use it, I'm not going to teach you how to do it. Well, then my next question would be, why is it on the machine, right? Like, why has this machine been made with this piece that you're telling me, oh, it's not important, you don't need it, right? It's things like that. I had someone the other day in our public group that said, oh, if my client has lupus, I can still treat them, just get a doctor's note, you'll be fine. And I had to jump into that conversation really quickly and say, guys, no, do not treat someone with lupus. Just because someone with lupus or, cancer or other contraindications that are very serious, just because you do a treatment on that person the first time and they don't react negatively, doesn't mean that internally something is not brewing and that after a couple of treatments, they're not going to start developing issues. I have seen it firsthand. I have seen clients forget, right, to tell me that they had certain issues, and you do a treatment, and then about the second or third treatment, they start developing cold and flu and all these headaches, all these different things, and you're like, what's going on? Let's talk about what's been going on with your body. Oh, I did forget to mention that I have this, or I did. Your body tells on you. So even if you don't talk about it, your body tells on you, okay? So, a couple of benefits, like I said, to having a training is not just going to be settings, but yes, you should be learning settings from your training. You should be learning usage, like how often, protocols like that. You should also be getting a built-in community so that you are not alone as you are building your business, because that is extremely important. Okay, you also should be getting reference material, things that you can go back to and say, okay, I learned this part of the skill, but I need to learn something else. These treatments, although it just about anybody can find a machine, it's not really meant for you to just go out there and wing it and do it on your own. And something as simple as the proper order. You guys, if y'all are on my YouTube channel, you can go. That's our most viral video where I literally just talk about which order to do the machines, because people don't know. They buy these machines and they're like, okay, let me just try to figure it out. No, if you're doing it improperly, you're going to get bad results. You could be setting yourself further back than moving forward. Okay, you could be making your clients swell up more and they feel like, wait a minute, I walked out the door, I feel like I gained weight. I didn't lose weight, or I gained inches, I didn't lose inches, or I'm bruised up a couple days later. Or like I was saying with the cool sculpting, the clients got burns. Certain radio frequency treatments, clients got burns. Like, there's a lot that can happen, and watching YouTube videos is simply not going to be enough for you guys to really be able to get out there and launch this. Because let me say this, every person who goes into body sculpting shouldn't be like, oh, I just want to make a couple $100. No, I'm trying to be a 6 and 7 figure earner so that I gain financial freedom with this machine. Why would you take a class just to, kind of make a little bit extra on the side? No, like, you want to be killing it out there. And the sculpting industry is part of the aesthetic industry, which is a $534 billion industry and increasing every year. There are so many people out there who are looking for ways to not go under the knife, and you can be providing them what they need at a fraction of the cost, but at your benefit, for financial freedom, for health, for wellness. But you got to know why. You can't just say, I'm going to do this. You got to be able to explain to the client why you're doing what you're doing, what is happening to their body, what they might experience after. You got to be able to answer those questions for them in order to keep those clients coming and spending more money. All right. So that is really and truly what I have for you guys today. While I am here, if y'all have a couple questions, I will answer those. Now, just throw them up in the chat. And if not, then I will, jump off. But like I said, we get so many calls, you guys, where people have had adverse effects to the machines, or we have people that are like, I took a class and I didn't get the information I needed. I talked to you guys last week about questions you need to ask the academies or the trainings before you take their trainings, right? So I talked to you guys about that. It's on the pages. But when you are getting your machines and trying to launch your business, you have to invest a little bit in your education in order to get further ahead. I still, to this day, believe it or not, I still take webinars. I still take trainings. I still do marketing training. I still do sales training. I have an SEO guy, but guess what? I'm still learning SEO. Like, in order to really continue moving your business forward and to continue growing, you got to keep taking those steps in order to make those things happen. So even today, I'm getting educated, and I actually am launching a couple of new programs this year. And so I'm like, okay, I know these skills, I know certain skills, but I want to strengthen other ones, okay? So please, you guys, take heed, make sure that you are getting some training, invest, but ask questions beforehand, and do not just go out there winging it and thinking that you can just buy a machine and figure out how to do it on your own, because all you're really doing is delaying your success. And you're not getting the built-in mentoring, you're not getting the community, you're not getting the reference materials, you're not getting any of that because you're taking shortcuts trying to figure it out. And it might take you 3 months to figure it out with 15 and 30-minute videos versus taking 1 day, answering those questions, getting some of those gaps filled so that you can really go out there and launch your business successfully. All right. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank y'all so much for joining. I am excited to be here with you guys. I will be back next week. We'll talk about a couple of other marketing and sales skills next week. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about that. You end up paying twice as much when you take shortcuts. Absolutely, absolutely. And also, let me tell you something else that I think is really important. I was mentioning the cool sculpting and how the lady got burned, but having a class where they can actually talk to you about what types of machines to get, what types of machines to not get, what types of manufacturers to run away from, what types of tools are not going to yield good results. Those are important as well, because let me tell you that all machines are not created equal. All tools are not created equal. Absolutely not. And something as simple as like wood therapy, for instance, was called wood therapy, but there's metal tools, there's these plastic tools, and I can tell you, I only use our metal tools when I'm doing cool treatments, because you can freeze the tools and get better results with keeping the cool going. Whereas if I'm doing just a sculpting treatment, I'm gonna use wood, but I'm not gonna use cheap wood tools. So there's good and bad in everything, and that's the expertise that you are paying for when you take a class. All right, so that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that y'all are having an amazing start to April and a great week so far. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I will see you guys next week. And as always, if you guys have certain topics that you want us to address, certain things that you want us to fill in gaps on, please continue to DM us, comment on our pages, because I'm going to keep answering questions for you guys. And this was actually a question like, what's the benefit of taking the class when I can just watch YouTube videos? So I was like, let me make sure that I come in here and talk about what some of the benefits are, and why it is not a DIY skill. This is not something that you just learn overnight. It took me years to put those protocols together, to test clients, to figure out what this works and what that. So, you guys are getting a shortcut, but you're investing and paying for it. So you save yourself a lot of time, a lot of headaches, and you're able to yield results for your clients from the very beginning, instead of trying to do trial and error and figure it all out. So that's what I have for you guys. Y'all have an amazing evening. I will talk to y'all next week. Toast to you for making it through hump day. Talk to you soon.